to this week's episode of the Weekly Sports Roundup with me, your host, Felix Munyika. As I mentioned in my promo video a couple of days ago, today's episode focuses on something that has not been done before on this show, which is an exclusive interview with someone to talk about some of the trending news when it comes to sports. And this one focuses exactly on what happened for Zambia a couple of weeks ago when the Zambian team was competing in Namibia for the AUSC Region 5 games, which are youth games, where the team was reportedly disqualified due to age cheating. But in order to address that, I had an in-depth exclusive conversation with Zambia's Nchimunya Mweetwa, who is an AUSC Believe in Sport ambassador and also a member of the Safe Sport Commission of the National Olympic Committee of Zambia, and also sits on the regional safeguarding cluster under the Africa Union Sports Council Region 5, and was of course in Namibia for the games. Age cheating is one of the issues that he handles under his role as part of manipulation of competition or competition manipulation. So he gave us a detailed response to the question that were asked and gave us a proper picture of what should happen. So I urge you to watch this video to the maximum and let me know what you think about what is in the conversation had with him. And from this, we also have other exclusive interviews that will be coming to grow this weekly sports show. So thank you for the support that we've been having so far. Good morning. Oh, it's morning this time, Coach, and it's afternoon in Zambia. So I'd like you to just welcome you to this special edition of the Weekly Sports Roundup with me, Felix Munyika, and we have a special topic that we are discussing. So I just want you to take a moment to introduce yourself as we get into the program.
Okay. Thank you for having me. Here it's afternoon. I know that side it's in the morning.
Yeah.
The beauty of technology. So my name is Abishai Nchimunya Mweetwa. I don't like to call myself a former footballer because there's nothing like former doctor, So I'm a footballer. Happen to play for the biggest clubs in Zambia, be it in Zesco United, Kitwe United, Napsa Stars, Ndola United, Metro Stars, and then went on to play for Chipolopolo. I happened to score in the World Cup Africa Cup qualifiers. So I've got a couple of goals for my national team, Chipolopolo Zambia national team. And also I went on to play in Finland for 5-6 seasons. And I still hold the joint record of scoring in 13 consecutive games. I was 2 times top scorer of my club. I was once the best player in Finland. That's quite a bit of me and my background. But I also went on to play in Uganda, and then I retired from Botswana mid-season. So that's basically me, and I'm currently serving as a AUSC Global Ambassador when it comes to the prevention of competition manipulation.
Thank you very much for that elaborate and short introduction. What I can say is that from what you've said, you're a journeyman playing in all those countries, but I mean, every country and every experience have a story, and we'll find time some other day to look into that journey exactly. But why I brought you on today's show is that there's a topic that is of interest to you, and let me just put it out there. So the topic is around, tackling age cheating and safeguarding fair play in Zambian sports. It's something that you are doing. Just tell me a bit about your work around this area.
So I'm a certified AUSC safeguarding officer in sport, and safeguarding safeguarding, as we all know, it's creating an environment that is conducive, safe, and secure for everyone against any form of abuse. So I can say around the globe, I've been advocating for integrity in sport. My focus, or rather my role in safeguarding, is the prevention of competition manipulation. That is my role, and I happen to sit on the region organizing committee, African Union Sports Council, Region 5. The safeguarding cluster. And in Zambia, I'm serving as a single point of contact for the National Olympic Committee of Zambia, as well as the IOC. So the IOC, when they have to do with matters concerning manipulation, so they contact me as a single point of contact in Zambia. So I've been advocating, like I said, for integrity in sport around the globe. And then in our region, we've done quite a bit when it comes to safeguarding. So we go into organizations, the national federations. We empower the federations to have a single point of contact, more like a safeguarding person in each federation. And then, so they are the ones who now go into the communities, into their clubs, into their teams, and then they feed into the safeguarding officer who sits at the National Olympic Committee of Zambia. And then at the moment, we are also seeing a collaboration between the National Sports Council of Zambia and the National Olympic Committee of Zambia. So we are seeing a collaboration when it comes to safeguarding. And this is a movement that is happening in our region, where we are harmonizing the two. We are bringing the two, the government wing, which is National Sports Council, and the Olympic movement together to have one national safeguarding officer who will be overseeing all safeguarding matters pertaining.
No, that's a very good progress, because from what we've seen back in the day, there was little or no collaboration in terms of advancing the safe guarding and safe sport agenda. But with what's happening, I think we are trying to work together towards achieving the same goal. And I think it would be prudent, if that's the right word, to use the same people to be involved in advancing this agenda, instead of having lots of people doing different things but ending up with the same thing. So if we're on the same agenda, I think it will even save on resources and anything around that. But now, Coach, anyway, I'm sorry, I've been calling you Coach ever since, obviously, because you are coaching before. So, yeah.
It will never change. So, others they are called professors, others they are called doctors. So you know, I'm playing football. So it's okay. I understand.
So now, looking at the issue at hand with what happened at the Region 5 games, we received some news, good news and bad news. And the bad news was about the incident where the Zambia under-20 basketball team was disqualified from the tournament because of an age cheating scandal. So according to multiple resources, people have confirmed in the country, and also a number of media houses covered the story. So I invited you for this conversation because you're on the ground in other duties, but I wanted to get an idea of what really happened from your observations, and so that we can have a clear picture. And to start with my first question, like, what really happened in Namibia from your understanding and observations?
Okay, so like I said earlier on when I was introducing myself, I said I also sit at the region organizing committee for the African Union Sports Council, which is Region 5. So I sit in the organizing committee, and my role there is in the safeguarding cluster as someone who's making sure that everyone who are at the games are compliant, yes, to all the rules and regulations when it comes to safeguarding. Yeah, so and then we've got the confederations.
Yes.
The confederations are the ones who are in charge of the competitions. Okay.
Yeah.
So the confederations are the ones who have the full information of what really happened. Yes, me being at that level, I did get information that about 7 basketballers were disqualified. Yeah, and then I've read in the media. I've read, yes, like you said, media houses, they've reported on it that Zambia basketball team was disqualified because of age cheating. But one thing that I really need to talk about, because I am not a confederation. I'm one person who sits in the safeguarding cluster. And when it comes to age cheating also sits on my desk, because that is competition manipulation. Yeah, because you're trying to take advantage of the competition. You know, you want to win. So you cheat in order for you to have an advantage over your opponents or over a competition. Yeah. But in this case, I don't know why you, the media, you, Felix, and your people, why you did not get to interview the one who's in charge of the competition in basketball, the confederation.
Yes.
Because there are two different things. I want everyone to get an understanding. So age cheating and eligibility, they are two distinct concepts. You understand?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Although they can sometimes overlap, but they're two distinct concepts. And we need to understand, when you cheat, as in when you cheat your age, you falsify your age, that team gets to be disqualified. You cannot participate, you cannot compete. But in this case, the team that we are saying was disqualified was competing. The basketball team competed at the Region 5 games. So now, that's why I said the media really needed to get into the thick of things and interview the confederation. You understand? The one who was in charge of the confederation was there. So they should have contacted him, asked him. So there's eligibility and age cheating. Age cheating is where you falsify your age and then you get banned. Once you are caught cheating, the whole team is disqualified. That's how it is.
Yeah.
When it comes to eligibility is not meeting the requirements. So the player doesn't meet the requirement, like the criteria for that competition. Yes. So when a player or an athlete doesn't meet that criteria, that player cannot compete. That player is not allowed to compete. So that player sits down. So in this case, the players in question, they did not meet the eligibility criteria. You understand? So the others competed. That does not mean that they cheated. No. I am not a doctor, and I hope the doctors were also here just to explain how eligibility and age cheating is and how they test eligibility. But when where we can find the simplest definition or how they've explained it is U17 FIFA. When you go on the FIFA website, they've explained how MRI works and how they measure the bones and everything. So you can be 15 years, or let's say in this case, you can be 17 years at a tournament that is for U17.
Yeah.
But you fail the MRI test. That does not mean that you've the age. No.
Yeah.
It means the criteria that has been used for that tournament, you do not qualify.
Yes.
You understand? So it's all about eligibility. So in this case, I can say the Zambian team, the Zambian players did not meet the criteria. That's why they did not compete. So it's an eligibility issue. If it was yes, if it was age cheating, definitely you were going to see my name somewhere now talking about Zambia being banned. Yes, because age cheating sits on our desk. So
yes,
I think now we need to correct what has been
put out
issued.
there.
Yeah, put out there. Thank you for that. Yeah, what has been put out there, and us saying that Zambia cheated, they were caught age cheating.
Yes,
we've been caught cheating before. Yes, I think that team.
Coach, 2017. That was my next question, because we've had a similar incident in football at under 17 level. We had an issue with handball, I think at under 20 level. But from what you've said, can it be a case of misinformation? Because what you're saying and what has been put out there, they are somehow related, but they're different things. And when you think of them like the way you've put them out, that's when you have a clear understanding. So has it been a case of misinformation, and how can we deal with such things?
So misinformation is, I can say, has always destroyed a lot of people, a lot of organizations. So the media is supposed to bring out facts.
Yes.
The media are the ones who are supposed to inform the public, inform the masses. So for you to inform the countries, the organizations, the correct information is to go down and do investigations. Go and get the information from the right sources.
Yes.
Go if there's a tournament like this, the confederations are there, and they are willing to answer every question. They are there. Just go to them, ask them. In this case, what is the issue? We've heard about this. So for me to come, if I want to report, I need to report with facts. You see, because credibility of journalists is at stake, and if they bring out wrong information or misinform, so we'll start now doubting. Like at least people think, the credibility on yes. So in this case, it's very important to ask, get the information. Don't misinform the people, the masses. Eligibility and age cheating, we need to know what they are. We need to know their definitions. What is eligibility? You understand? We need to know all this kind of. What is age cheating? We need to know. In 2016, you know what happened? It's out there. We had cases of age cheating.
Yes.
And once we were caught in age cheating in 2016 in football, we were banned for 2 years. Yes, we were banned for 2 years. We all know about these things. That was age cheating. But if it was eligibility, we were not going to be banned. It was just going. The players in question were going to be done, to be removed from the tournament and allow the ones who are eligible to compete.
Yes. Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you very much for that. So now, moving on, coach. My next question would be, in a situation where we have such kind of things happening, Zambia traveled to Namibia with a team, but the team was declared ineligible. Like some of the athletes were declared ineligible to compete. In your own opinion, who do you think is responsible for that? Because when athletes are being considered for competition and you are part of the management team of the games, we need to ensure that we don't encounter such things in happening. Because I mean, those things come at a cost. And for a country like Zambia, more than 5 people being declared eligible, from my point of view, and many people would agree with me, someone needs to be held responsible. What do you think? Where are the lapses when it comes to making sure that such things were not supposed to happen?
So I like the part where you say that such things come at a cost.
Yes.
So, taking a player for MRI test, it is a cost. It's very expensive. Yes. So when we put up like requirements,
Yes.
requirements or criteria, if we say this tournament is for athletes that were born in 2006, okay, we'll go to their parents, we'll ask for their birth records, birth certificates, and the parents will do what? Who issue those documents. They'll give us, and then in this case, when you're going to such a tournament, you have to register the athletes. You put in the long list, what is called the long list of the players that you are going with, the athletes that you are going with for that tournament. So if you do that with all the right documentation, you understand, it is very difficult for me to start saying, they're overaged. You understand? It is very difficult. If our growth rate as Zambia, it is very slow.
Yes.
Yeah, it is very slow. If you've seen us, we what's the right word? We are not that big.
Yes.
We develop very late. No, we develop very late. So when even you, if I give you my birth certificate and you see the correct age that is there, are you telling me that you now going to say, let's take them to MRI?
You've given me like, this is the records that you have, and it's if coming from someone like you, you are the person, so we'll take it as it is. That's the record you have, and if it makes like it's issued by a recognizable, is it a government document? Who issued it? All the details are there. Yes. So
yeah. So, but for the sake of credibility, and also not to put our athletes into a situation where they feel because that is psychological. That is it's emotionally, it's under emotional abuse or psychological abuse, because when an athlete who is 15 years undergoes MRI and then we say eligible, and then you'll be like, but I'm 15. Understand? So it is very important, if the criteria has been put up there, and then you're going for a tournament like that, you need to find resources to test those athletes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that you don't get to have a situation like what happened in Namibia.
Yes.
Very, very important like that. Let them undergo the MRI test from home, so that you know that you're carrying the right athletes that will meet the actual criteria. Now, like I said, I am not a doctor. You know, MRI is not 100% correct.
Yes.
And then it doesn't measure age. It does not test age. No, it's just I can say approximate. Like
Yes.
so, there's a bone gap, whatever they call it in the medical terms. There's a gap that it measures, and then that gap, it is the one that determines your eligibility. Yes. So now the dilemma that sometimes countries face is we say 2006, okay, and then the tournament is in December. You're eligible in this year. You understand, because you are born in that year. But others will find 2-3 months before the tournament, the gap closes. You understand? And then when they go to be tested after 3-4 months, you'll find that the MRI says, this one is not eligible. How come? It is very difficult. So that's why it is very important, like, to put all these in place before every tournament. You do MRI test. You put all the athletes into camp and make sure that you make and stuff like that to avoid such occurring.
Yeah.
But it comes at a cost. I do understand.
Country. And then, so for looking into the future, because I think this is already, as they say, water under the bridge, but there's always a learning point and a learning opportunity for these things, because learning never stops. What you work in sport, you sit on the National Olympic Committee, Safeguarding Commission, and anything related to that. What kind of checks or systems can the country Zambia implement, to prevent this form of such kind of things happening? Because we need to start from the local level, from the grassroots level, up until, because these same athletes are the athletes that will be looking at the next 10 to 15 years to be at the Olympic Games. You see? But for them to reach that kind of level, we shouldn't have them go through what's happening now, because to some it's demotivating. Like, these guys know me, they brought me here, I've been competing in this age range. When I try to compete at an international competition, I'm not eligible. So I think it demoralizes the athletes first of all, and it paints a bad picture in terms of the country where the athletes are coming from, to say, you guys have been running sport ever since. This is not the first competition. How did you let this happen? So moving forward, what do you think should the National Olympic Committee of Zambia, for example, and the National Sports Council on behalf of the government put in place to manage such processes?
So, one thing that should be mandatory is testing. Testing should be mandatory, yes. So, but like I said, testing comes with a huge cost, But we need to get hospitals to come on board. We need to have partnerships. Yeah, we need to have partnerships of some sort. And then on the long term, long term, we need to have our own medical center, high performance medical center, the elite, like other countries, the performance center. And in that performance center, you need to have all the equipment, the equipment that will test what is happening in the body, how the nutrition and everything. So we need to have such a center in our country for us to perform actually and compete at that level.
The level, yes.
But in the immediate short term, is to have partnerships with the hospitals that have got MRI and other things that can help the athletes to be in the right shape, in the right age category. We need to have that partnerships. It
Yes.
is all about it is all about money at the end of the day, whether we
Yes.
like it or not. It's all about
Yes.
so
Okay.
we have the that will help us to start recording the right age,
Yes.
for us to deter the occurring,
Mm-hmm.
and then also in the communities, um, birth records are sometimes difficult to get.
Yes.
No, so that's why we need to have a proper system
Yes.
that will record the athletes' age in the communities. It is very difficult, Felix. I've been in this game for too long when it comes to safeguarding.
Mm-hmm.
Even parents, we do falsify the ages of our kids.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because you'll find a child is 20 years, and then there's an opportunity at U17. And if my child goes to U17, going to break into maybe the European league or of some sort. So I'm telling you, it is very difficult for me not to allow my child to go and compete at UC. So where the integrity issues are coming
in. Yeah.
It's very difficult. These are dilemmas that we've faced on a daily basis. That's why education is very important. And if we are going to have centers in almost all the provinces in Zambia, whereby athletes are competing from the ages of 12, and then there's progression, there's transitioning from each age group to the next, and then we following how these athletes are growing. It will be much easier to monitor and also know which athletes are in that age category. It will be very, because we don't have the resources. So let's do with the communities. Let's work with the communities. Let's work with the sports NGOs, those who are directly linked to the communities, so that we start having the right athletes, right ages from the community. We are growing, we are monitoring, just like that. So we can use the school system to record, not like back in the days where even the school would change your age. These are things that we need to put in place. Like we always say, it is strategy, structure, and system.
Yes.
That's it. And then we would be somewhere, because it's painful. It's painful, to be honest, to have Africa in the junior competitions where there's age restriction. You find Africa winning those tournaments.
Yes.
Where there's no age restriction, Africa falls short.
Yes. That's a very good point and an observation. I agree with that. When you think of it, like there's something that's happening here. You see?
And it's very simple. Very simple. I can even answer this with my eyes closed. Why does Africa fall short when it comes to tournaments where there's no age restriction? It is very simple. It is corruption.
Yeah.
It's corruption. It's very simple.
I wanted to catch you short because you just gave me another idea that we can address on another day, because that's an important topic that needs time on its own. Yes. But now, my final question for you in under 2 minutes, like what message do you have for athletes, coaches, and officials in Zambia about upholding integrity in youth sports? Why is this important? Yes.
Integrity is the way of life. There's no success that doesn't uphold integrity. success comes with integrity. There's no shortcut to success. When you acquire success using dubious means, just know that that success will haunt you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know that I cheated for me to get this. It will haunt you. And being a prisoner of the mind, it is the worst that one ever experience.
Yeah.
So let us be a society, actually, a sports society that champions the integrity aspect of it all. Because at the end of the day, we are not just creating super athletes. We are also creating citizens. Yeah, I'm a potential father-in-law.
Yes.
You understand? Yes, I'm a potential father-in-law. So if I'm a coach and then I'm developing athletes who cheat, what if that same athlete that I'm developing is going to marry my daughter?
Problems. Yes.
So yes, so that's just another dimension to look at things, because we say sport has got the power to change the whole world. So if sport has got the power to change the whole world, these are perspectives that we should be looking at, because sport athletes are citizens. They're human. They're human beings. So what kind of a human being do you want to create?
To be, yeah, that's fair.
So we need to always champion the noble cause of integrity in our sport. It is noble because we'll sleep peacefully. We'll not be looking at our shoulders all the time that who's chasing me. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So, and these cheating, competition manipulation, they're criminal. They're criminal.
Yes.
Yeah, why do you want to risk your life for a mere medal? Why?
Yes.
Yes. We've walked that road before. We know how painful it is. So that's why we have to always tell the coaches, tell the athletes, tell the parents that integrity is the way of life.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Coach. That has been Nchimunya Mweetwa with me on the special edition of the Weekly Sports Roundup. So I just wanted to thank you for taking time to share this with me. And with that, I think it brings us to the end of this week's episode, and we'll be able to catch up on the other side.
Now, thank God we have a clear understanding of what really happened and how such issues affect athletes and what the future holds. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share the channel for more exclusive content coming out of Zambia and other parts of Africa, and of course the world. Thank you so much, and yeah, I appreciate the support.